Welcome to State of Affairs. I'm Steve Adubato. We are coming to you from the Agnes Varus NJTV studio in beautiful Newark, New Jersey. It is my honor and pleasure to once again welcome Greg Lalevee, who is Business Manager, International Union of Operating Engineers, Local 825, which has how many members?
7,100.
Tell everyone what you guys do.
We're the men and women who operate and maintain heavy construction equipment, cranes, bulldozers, build roads, build bridges, build buildings, all kinds of infrastructure projects.
Greg, you've been with us many times talking about infrastructure, jobs, the economy, transportation. Can we go right to the Gateway Tunnel? We had Cory Booker, Senator Cory Booker, United States Senator Cory Booker, sitting right here yesterday, taping yesterday. He said if this tunnel is not built, the Gateway Tunnel, it is devastating, not just for New Jersey and New York, but for the Northeast corridor and the nation, you say?
Absolutely true. 10% of the U.S. GDP relies on transit between New Jersey and New York. So if we don't get this program done, that's the risk we're taking.
What stands in the way? Because I thought that during the Obama administration, dollars have been set aside to do this. What has happened?
Well, President Trump came in and said that there was no deal in place.
Because it was Obama's deal, not his deal?
I don't know the reason why, but he said there was nothing in writing, so in his mind there was no deal. So at the end of the day, I think we have to get all sides to come together and figure out what they will do so that we can get this thing done.
So people can understand, Greg, why this is not an inside the beltway, if you will, Washington, or even a State House issue, that it affects everyone. Help people really understand that. Transportation, jobs, the economy.
Well, we have to keep people moving, keep goods and services moving. If the Gateway program in its totality were to be built, we're talking about the possibility of having freight rail into New York City, which would take trucks off the road. It's a big mobility issue, which is lost productivity. If we lost the trains totally, there'd be an estimated $100 million a day in lost productivity.
Let me give you another example. Say one of the tunnels has to be, quote unquote, shut down for repair. What happens?
We lose 3/4 of our train capacity, from 24 trains an hour to 6 trains an hour. It's devastating.
How are people then going to get back and forth to New York City?
Right now, we move 450 trains per day between Newark and New York, 200,000 passengers. So if you took 3/4 of them and had to put them in their cars on the road, with the current traffic situation we have, it would be bedlam.
Okay, so the Murphy administration, as we speak, we're doing this literally a few days before the budget is supposed to be struck on the last day of June. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if the government's going to be shut down. Cross our fingers, but that's not actually a plan. How does what happens in the State House around these budget negotiations impact you and those, your members, and the larger transportation issues that matter in the state?
Well, first, Governor Murphy made a very big, strong move by ordering transit to put up money for the Portal Bridge project.
You mean transit? When you say transit, you mean New Jersey Transit?
New Jersey Transit.
Which is it, or is it not a state agency?
I believe it is.
It's a so-called a quasi-state agency, which means the governor appoints the people, I believe, who are commissioners, but they're supposedly independent. But the reality is, if he dedicates the state dollars to New Jersey Transit, does that have to get approved in the budget?
I don't believe it does, no.
Okay, so what's at stake here with transit?
Well, with transit financing the project, Governor Murphy's put a big marker out on the table. Secretary Chow, the U.S. Department of Transportation, has always said New York and New Jersey need skin in the game for the Gateway program in general. Portal Bridge is part of the Gateway program, so Governor Murphy, I think, is putting down...
Where's Portal Bridge? Where is that?
In Kearney, through over the Hackensack River.
You know, put this in larger perspective. We've had many conversations before. Greg and his colleagues, they're actually one of the underwriters of what we do here on the Caucus Educational Corporation. And frankly, we're dedicated to trying to help people understand the larger transportation infrastructure issues. Bridges. Could you give me a percentage? I know the DOT, the Department of Transportation, looks at this. What percentage of our bridges are either crumbling, falling apart, or we don't know when they could go? And I'm not trying to be an alarmist here, but they're real numbers from engineers.
Yeah, and it's probably somewhere around a third are structurally deficient or functionally obsolete. Functionally obsolete being that it's carrying traffic that it was not originally engineered to carry. It's a reflection of our population growth and the added traffic on the roads.
How about the roads? How bad?
They could do with a lot of improvement. There's a lot of choke points. We all know where traffic builds up every day. I live in Somerset County. If you don't get to the confluence of 78 and 287 before 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you'll be sitting in a pretty long traffic line that goes back to Watchung.
Greg, you know what's so interesting? There's always a crisis going on in New Jersey. The question is, why is transportation, combined with bridges, roads, and the disrepair, the crumbling, the falling apart, why is this not a crisis until some horrific thing happens? Remember the Mayanas Bridge not too long ago in another state. It happens, middle of the night, it collapses. People in those cars fall into the river and they die. I don't, again, want to be an alarmist, but is that what it takes?
Unfortunately, it seems to be what it takes. And the real problem with it is, talking about Gateway again, you referred to possibly losing one tunnel. If we lose that on a timeline that we don't control with engineering, thought, planning, and construction, then we have to do it under duress, which is more expensive, and all kinds of the cataclysm of not having planned it all out.
And then will people then turn around and say, hey, why didn't the government do something about this?
Absolutely.
To what degree? Listen, I know you lobby in the appropriate way, and you deal with state officials, the legislative side, the regulatory side, the executive branch. To what degree do you think most of our leaders in government, Democrats and Republicans, understand the crisis this really is?
Well, 2 years ago, insofar as the state goes, when they fixed the Transportation Trust Fund.
I mean, put money in the Transportation Trust Fund for
Yes.
long-term transportation projects. Go ahead.
And
with a gas tax.
Yes.
Go ahead.
And set forth an 8-year capital plan. So Governor Christie and the legislators at that time, I believe, acknowledged what the problem was and took steps toward correcting it.
Do you believe Governor Murphy and his team understand and are committed to these issues as well?
I believe so, yes. He campaigned on infrastructure very heavily.
Greg Lalevee is a business manager with the International Union of Operating Engineers, Local 825. People can go on your website and find out. Do you know the website? I'm putting you on the spot. Do you know
Sure. Oh, yeah. It's www.iuoe825.org.
Hold on. Do it again. IUOE.
825.org.
Greg, thank you, buddy.
Thank you very much,
Appreciate
Steve.
all of us.
All right.
Be safe on
Thank
the roads,
you.
everyone. This is State of Affairs. I'm Steve Adubato. We will be right back. You're probably in traffic.
State of Affairs with Steve Adubato is a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence. State of Affairs with Steve Adubato is brought to you from the Agnes Veris NJTV studio at 2 Gateway. Funding has been provided by the law firm of Gibbons, P.C., Johnson & Johnson, Englewood Health, Suez, N.J. Best, New Jersey Council of County Colleges, and by these public-spirited organizations, individuals, and associations committed to informing New Jersey citizens about the important issues facing the Garden State, and by Employers Association of New Jersey.
What is your child's dream for the future? Doctor? Teacher? Architect? Whatever they aspire to be, a college education may realize those dreams. And NJ Best can help. It's the college savings plan specifically designed for New Jersey families. Start saving today with as little as $25, because now is the time to invest in their future. To learn about NJ Best 529 College Savings Plan, its investment objectives, risks, and costs, read the Investor Handbook available at njbest.com.